Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in again to the Elder Needs Law Show, where not only do I answer people's very specific questions about estate planning and Medicaid planning in Florida, but I really like to bring in guests from time to time to talk about resources that are available in the community that you may not know about. And today it is my great pleasure to feature Amy Rosen. She's the Executive Sales Director for the V in Aventura. And we're going to be talking about how V is a little bit different from most senior residential facilities that you're likely familiar with. And we're going to talk about how the V is a little bit different, talk about the features and the amenities. And the V is really just to set the stage. And we're going to let Amy talk all about this. But I've had the pleasure of being a guest speaker at the V from time to time, and you will be hard pressed to find a more beautiful setting. You're either overlooking a fountain or you're overlooking a golf course on the beautiful Aventura Country Club Circle. And it's just a really nice, you'd be hard pressed to find any place that looks nicer, provides a higher level and more complete array and diversity of services and amenities and programming. It's a really nice place to be, in short. So with that, Amy, welcome. Please introduce yourself. Tell us more about what you do with the facility, and then we're going to get into what the V is and how the V works. Please.
Like you mentioned, my name is Amy Rosen. I am the Executive Sales Director at V. And yes, we are a beautifully, a beautiful community that is nestled right here in Aventura. But you also must know that V is not only just a beautiful place and a beautiful location, it really offers an outstanding lifestyle to seniors. And that's why people really choose V for all the things that we have to offer.
Very good. And one of the things that makes V a little bit different, it is called a continuing care retirement CCRC. What does that stand for? Why don't you tell me?
A retirement
community, right? Continuing care retirement community. And so CCRCs are different than independent living, assisted living, nursing home, or skilled nursing designations. Tell us, what is a CCRC? How is it different from other types of senior facilities that other people might be more familiar with?
I've had the pleasure of working over 25 years at various communities, and whether it be rental, whether it be a buy-in like the is not-for-profit, for-profit. So there is such an assortment of options out there for people, and it can be extremely overwhelming. So let me best explain a little bit about who we are. People who tend to be planners, so people like your clientele, Jason, who are going to come plan for their future, are people who are going to look at the V, and in particular at a continuing care retirement community, which is what we are known for. The reason for that is they want to make one more move. They want to move while they are younger and in total control mentally and physically of their own decisions. And they want to move to a place, first and foremost, that offers that continuum of care, so that it is not only a gift for themselves, but it's also a gift for their future heirs if they have children. So
definitely into that. Yeah.
Yep. At the V, people will move into independent living. We have two beautiful towers that consist of 246 apartments. So a wide variety of floor plans here. But as time goes by and health changes, then they have the comfort and peace of mind of knowing that they have every level of care here. So in addition to independent living, we also have assisted, skilled, memory support, and rehabilitation. For those clients of yours, for example, who may have invested in a long-term care policy at some point in their life, this is very much like having a long-term care policy for the future. I really talk a lot to my clients about, especially those that do not have a strong long-term care policy, that this is one of the best options for them in their future. Now, there are some other great communities out there that are more free standalone, but having also worked in those venues previously in my career, the challenge is not just for the senior, but also for the adult child.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, as their health changes, that community doesn't have all the levels of care in place.
Sure.
So it requires them to move again.
Right.
And for those adult children in particular who do not live in the local area, it's daunting. They don't know anything about the industry. So they're sitting here trying to find a place for mom somewhere out in the community, but they don't have those resources available to them. So we really provide that upscale type of lifestyle where they can come, they can thrive, they can be active, they have an abundance of services available to them here at the community. But most importantly, they have the peace of mind of outstanding quality care when that time comes.
I think let's unpack that a little bit, because I think you threw a lot of great information out there. What I really particularly liked, and I think it's a really good analogy, is this is very similar to a long-term care policy in multiple respects, right? The sicker you are, the less likely you are to qualify for any type of long-term care policy. Similarly, you don't go to the V when you're already sick. You go to the V, like you said, when you're a little bit younger, you're a little bit healthier, when you're still independent, because what you're doing is you're buying yourself not only access to while you can live independently. Yes, you have access to all the social and community activities that you guys offer, but what you're really buying is the ability to access when you need the ALF level of care, or the memory level of care, or the skilled nursing level of care, or the rehab level of care. You're not going to multiple different facilities to achieve all that. You're staying right where you are. And I really like that. So I think that is going to lend itself to the next question that I have for you, which is, let's talk about what is a typical age and level of health where someone will enter your facility, and what is the cost? I think is very important and practical for people to know to enter your facility.
Well, I will tell you, you must be 62 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
We have a wide variety of ages here, from the 60s on up.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing, however, Jason, with that baby boomer on the cusp of moving to communities, and with the change in the industry, those people are starting really in their 70s,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they should be doing to
Sure.
start making this transition.
Correct.
So we have seen in the past year or two a slightly younger population starting to transition into communities across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I would say ideally mid to late 70s is a perfect time to start this transition.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, what a lot of people don't understand is that with a continuing care community, you must qualify. You must qualify financially, and you must qualify medically.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you, oftentimes we will hear from folks, well, we'll wait until something happens. Well, if that's the philosophy you're going to take, you will not qualify to
Mm-hmm.
get a community like ours.
Just like a long-term care policy, you wait till something happens. Now you can't get that assistance. Makes perfect sense.
So from a medical side, you really want to be able to come in while you are able to make these decisions for yourself, and also to reap the benefits of everything that it provides here. From a cost perspective, again, there is a qualification process to live here. And we get asked oftentimes, well, do we own these apartments? No, they are not. It's not a deeded property.
Mm-hmm.
However, what it is that one-time entrance fee is what is guaranteeing you the space,
Mm-hmm.
the care center when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
And it is that, as you mentioned, it's like having that long-term care, so that when you need to activate that, it is here for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to give you some ballparks, we do have two different contracts here.
Mm-hmm.
We have a type A and a type C.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have two different refundable options.
Oh,
We
okay.
have 90% refundable and a 0%. So this is going to be a wide range, but to give you some scope of things, so residents can come in on a lower end as to a little about $200,000 as buy-in, and it
Mhm.
goes all the way up to $1 million.
Okay.
Again, depending upon those contracts and refundables, as well as the size of the apartment that you are taking,
Mhm.
and you know the view, etc., will also
Sure.
all of those things.
So I'm interested, if it's possible, so as an estate planning attorney, the estate planning side of what I do, I'm interested in the 90% refundable. So what does something like that look like? Because that's where, in my mind, that seems like a wonderful value where you can go, okay, we're going to pay what I'm guessing is a larger amount of money to access these services, have continuing access until the very, very end, up to the most skilled level of care needed. But then what's nice about it is I'm not going to jeopardize the inheritance to my children, because they will at least come out of this with something. So give me, if you could think of, like, again, I know there's a big range for all of this stuff, but what's a typical partially refundable contract look like, and how does that work?
So I always say to my clients that the most desirable and probably the most popular contract that
Mhm.
people select when they move to the state is a type A contract, 90% refundable.
Mhm.
What that means is under a type A contract, you will pay a slightly higher entrance fee.
Mhm.
However, the monthly fee that is associated with your apartment becomes a fixed rate,
Mm.
and that transitions with you into the care center.
Okay.
Always are going to expect on an annual basis an annual increase. Okay.
Mhm.
So that we can't get away from. However, that base rent number that you come in with is going to transition all the way through, obviously adding those annual increases to it.
Got
But
it.
it's a sizable discount compared to that person who opts out of a type A and says, I'll do a type C and I will just pay the full market rate at
Mhm.
the time that
Okay.
care. Now, with the 90% refundable, the beauty of that is at any time that a resident moves out of our community for whatever reasons, or in the event of their passing, their estate or trust will receive 90% of the initial entrance fee back.
Wow. Wow. Very,
So
very impressive.
it
Okay.
is, and I say to people, this truly is a win-win for everybody.
Very good.
So that is probably, like I said, that is going to be the most desirable contract and refundable option that we offer.
Very good. I think it would also be very interesting to hear about the different, and I know an exhaustive list is probably not possible, but the different activities and options that you have in your facility to keep the residents busy and having fun and well socialized. Just a quick story. I remember I was at your facility once and I was speaking to one of your directors, and she said, "I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to get to the Pilates class that I'm running. That's very popular out here." So I said, "Well, that's different because you don't hear a lot about yoga and Pilates in the senior care facility." So please, with that, show off a little bit. What do you guys offer that people tend to enjoy?
Will say we do have a very comprehensive wellness program here. And I like to always reference this. I say to people that come in, because they're always in awe of the community. I'm like,
Mhm.
we are a cruise ship that is permanently dry docked.
That's right.
You know, you can be as engaged as you want to be or not. And that's
Mhm.
really up to each resident. However, the day is pretty full with some very robust programming. So to give you a couple ideas, mornings tend to be filled with all sorts of different exercise classes, both floor exercises and chair exercises for various levels.
Mhm.
We have a wonderful partnership with FIU. So on Wednesdays, residents can take classes that are professors from the campus come over and teach. And that is also open to outside seniors in the Aventura community at large. We have all sorts of great speaker series. Jason, you've been part of those as well, where people can come in and they do different speaker series. We, of course, have those that love to get out and about in the greater Aventura area. So we have bus trips that abound, whether it's seeing a new art exhibit or going to one of the local theaters. We do really a great job of going both in Miami and Fort Lauderdale to be participants in all the various cultural things that go on.
I also love walking around your facility. There's these different lounges and restaurants and just lots of, you're not going to the same, you don't have to, if you don't want to, go do the same thing every day. You have all these different options across your campus, which is really, really nice.
Card rooms abound.
Yep.
All sorts of different things. We have a men's club. People worry a lot. They ask a lot about, are there any men that live in the community? Well, yes, we have lots of men that live here. They have their own club. They go out, they do things, play golf, etc. So there's a lot of whether you want to really test yourself intellectually, whether you want to continue with physical fitness, whether you just want to socialize and be amongst people, and come down every Wednesday for happy hour. These are all the things that you can do here at the V.
I know people can learn more by going to your website, viliving.com. That's VILIVING.com. And Amy, if people want to reach out to you or your community to get more information, what's the best phone number, email, whatever information you want to provide?
Please call at 305-692-4793. I'd be happy to answer any questions, schedule tours. We always have, almost monthly, we have a Dine and Discover presentation. This is a wonderful way for new people who are just starting to think about future planning and retirement. It's a wonderful way for you to come, enjoy a half-hour presentation about V, sample our food, which is wonderful, and take a tour. So we do have those monthly. You can feel free to give us a call and we'll let you know when the next one is coming up and get you registered.
Amy Rosen, the Executive Sales Director for V Living in Aventura, thank you very, very much for your time and telling us a little bit more about how CCRCs work, how your facility is a little bit different than kind of the run-of-the-mill senior facilities out there. And I'm going to put, when we publish this interview, I'll put the phone number, I'll put the website so people can reach out to you directly. They don't have to go through me first. And with that, again, thank you so much for your time and lending your expertise and helping to get the word out and how people better understand what resources there truly are out there for people. Thank you so much, Amy.